We need to come up with a way to take out Lock On because I know given the time frame and his status, he's not going to get his just desserts. So I suggested throwing him off the cliff, maybe drowning him. I did entertain the idea of poisoning him, but I feel like he's a little too smart and has built up some immunity to it or has his own food taster or whatever. But yeah, I feel like we're delving deep within Mau Mau's kind of, I wouldn't say subconscious, but kind of how she was brought up, how her backstory has shaped who she is right now. And I'm really curious to see how exactly both Mau Mau and Jinshi kind of get Lock On off of his fix of obtaining Mau Mau. But anyways, without further ado, let's get straight on into it. Make sure the original content as always. All right, let's get going in 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh, and she met up with that other girl again near the military base. I really don't know how important she is. I made the assumption that she could be another of Lock On's relatives, or maybe she's just like a secretary of him.
The main item on today's agenda will be the scheduled ceremony taking place in the mid-afternoon.
Right.
Yeah, never do that again. I feel like he wants to talk to Mau Mau about it, but
Master Lee Haku, what's wrong?
doesn't want to bring
Got a
up
problem on our hands.
And by
baggage.
problem you mean?
You remember that warehouse fire a while back? Looks like a different warehouse got robbed on the same night.
Oh, so maybe it was this distraction.
What was it that the thief stole? Glance.
Love her saying her actions.
It was ceremonial equipment. The last overseer passed away over a year ago now. Seems like without him a lot's been slipping.
What about the new one?
Food poisoning took him out of commission a little while back.
All of it's connected.
Why does that sound so familiar?
That's
A
crazy.
theft taking place during a fire. A warehouse manager conveniently absent due to food poisoning. Coincidence after coincidence.
I think not.
What can you tell me about the previous manager, the one who passed away last year?
I forget his name, but I think he was widely known for having a sweet tooth or something.
Wait, so this plan started like a long time ago.
Could these really all be coincidences? In
No.
isolation, each incident does appear accidental. But when viewed as a whole, they're like stitches in a tapestry still being woven.
Do you remember this ivory pipe that you handed off to me?
Oh yeah, from the fire.
I tried to have it returned, but the owner flat out refused to take it back. Said he didn't want it. Apparently it was just given to him by a lady of the court.
By a lady of the court?
Sounds off, doesn't it?
This lady. What do we know about her?
Unfortunately, it was dark and she had a scarf covering her face.
Perhaps she was shielding her features more from onlookers than the elements.
Maybe. All we know for sure is that she was quite tall for a woman and smelled a bit like medicine.
Wait, not the girl she was confronting.
Tall-statured lady of the court, smelling of medicine.
Really?
Have there been any other irregularities recently?
Nothing's jumping out at me. Why, you
What
think
about these
there's
morning
something we haven't
glories?
missed?
There's a good
said she wanted to plant
possibility
them.
we have.
Amazing! You know you're a lot smarter than you look, you little pipsqueak.
She's giving her bruises right now.
Conversely, Master Liaku, you are every bit the brute you appear to be. Now stop hitting me.
Having fun without me.
She's,
Having fun without me.
oh my goodness gracious, Jinshi,
Fun without me.
get away. Oh my goodness. Don't ever do that again.
What was the nature of your rendezvous with that officer?
The nature? Afraid there's not much to tell.
Oh, gosh dang it. She's not telling him, and he knows.
Would you like to know the details of our conversation?
Yes, actually.
A strange collection of events, to be sure.
Indeed. Besides, it is still perfectly possible that it's all just coincidence.
No. I mean, by this point, I doubt.
You're not excited by this?
I am but a humble servant, I fear. I exist only to do as I'm told.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with poison.
You see, just the other day, I stopped by the local trader. I don't suppose you recognize the name.
Ox Bazaar? Bazaar?
Bezor would grant me this rare and priceless remedial treasure! Seriously?
Okay.
You wouldn't lie to me, right?
Now she's all for it.
I'm glad to see you're motivated.
That's an understatement.
You bring me results, and it's as good as yours.
Understood.
Well, you sure do know how to light a fire in her.
Gaoxuan, give her what she needs.
Looks like the officer who came down with food poisoning was from the Board of Rights. Which one was that again? I really should have studied for the court lady exams properly.
Yeah, don't you still
Found some
have
more
the
for
stuff?
you. If you have any questions about anything, I am happy to help.
Well, I am curious about this division.
Board of Rites. They're the ones that deal with logistics surrounding ceremonies.
Ceremonies along with ceremonial stuff that got taken.
If you're interested in ceremonies, perhaps this would intrigue you.
An illustration of a ceremonial building?
Yes, it's the altar of the sapphire sky at the west end of the outer court.
Sure, I'll remember that.
You notice a large pillar there? Suspended from the ceiling?
It's a death trap.
I was quite concerned with the issue of its build strength, but I guess it has held up better than I expected.
What had you so troubled?
Even though a series of floor-anchored tethers keeps it aloft, the pillar itself is humongous. I was convinced it was an accident waiting to happen.
And that's what I'm saying. It's gonna fall on whoever's doing the ceremony. Whoever's the main dude of the ceremony, he's gonna get taken out.
Excuse me, when are they conducting the next ceremony at the Sapphire Sky altar?
When,
Tomorrow
you say?
or next week.
Well, it seems they're having one today.
Of course, it always has to be something like the time limit is so finite. Gonna be like in a couple months.
If I'm right, then this is a conspiracy that's been constructed with meticulous patience. Almost there.
You better dive in and push him out of the way.
I need to get in.
No way.
People's lives are at stake here. Let me stop the ceremony.
If you can't keep your opinions to yourself, then go stick them in the suggestion box.
You guys have a suggestion box at this time?
How can you still be so indifferent after everything I just told you, huh? That's it. That's why you're obstructing me. You don't want anyone to
She's
stop
calling
it from
him out.
happening, do you?
Oh my gosh. I can't tell if he's actually in league or he's just has anger issues.
He reacted exactly the way I wanted him to. Commotion of this size won't stop the ceremony.
Okay.
Pull yourself up. You can't afford to lose consciousness yet.
Oh gosh. How big of a commotion are you trying to make?
I won't ask you to cancel the ceremony. Please, just let me through.
What if Ginchi's like
There was a
the
rat
lead dude?
That I lied.
Then she's gonna finally know.
Anything! Let whatever consequences be on my head alone!
Would my word be sufficient?
Gosh dang it. I hate that we need him.
How could a self-respecting soldier strike a harmless young girl? You have hurt her.
Look at that. He gave the same look that she did in the last episode.
I'll assume responsibility.
Oh, for a price, of course.
I don't even want to see who's behind me.
I hate how good he is.
I have to get through this with my head intact.
Oh gosh, why is there fire near the ropes? That is dangerous. That has to be Gauch, or not Gauch, that has to be Ginchi, right? Please actually fall so that she's not just pushing them out of the way for no reason. That is Ginchi. Oh, thank goodness that happened. Because if she would just push them out of the way and the thing didn't fall, how's she going to convince them that she did it for the good? Oh my goodness. Gracious. It's Ginchi. Freak yeah.
Any chance you want to tell me what's going on here?
Oh, now she knows.
Can I have the ox bezoar now?
That's where your mind is right now.
Girl, you need to pass out right now. You are done for.
Why is Master Ginchi here? And why does he have such a sad look in his eyes?
Oh yeah, you can't see yourself right now. There we go.
Mau. Hey, come on. Please stay with me.
Yo, wouldn't it be crazy if she died right now? I mean, it's not gonna happen, but her passing out with her eyes open, while y'all just standing there, y'all just almost saw a murder. Him doing this is kind of, would him doing this be outing himself as, stupid lock on, outing himself as a noble? Because technically, I don't know who does know, who doesn't know. Why is he shocked? I mean, he let Mau Mau through. Did he think that Mau Mau wasn't going to save him? Because if he was trying to kill Ginchi, he wouldn't let Mau Mau in. Unless he just underestimated her. better take her to her stepdad's or adopted father's place. But maybe that's a little bit too far. This is not the end. I really don't want to end like this. Dang it. All right, I got a lot of things to talk about. This is a lot of stuff. Okay, so this beginning, I love this. I love seeing things, whether it be movies or TV shows, but seeing things come out that these little things that you find are coincidences throughout the past turn out to be this big conspiracy or plan. So now you're sitting back thinking, this all makes sense. All the stuff that we thought in the past as just little things here and there are all connected. And now we're just having this revelation along with the characters that we're seeing. And even at this point, we didn't know the full story. We knew that all this stuff was connected and it was leading towards something. And then we get the revelation of where finally get my answer. Because in the beginning, I was like, okay, they were focusing way too much on this girl and not giving us information as to why she's important. Now, of course, it still could be a misdirect. We still could be thinking, oh, it could be somebody else. Like how I first thought it was the new consort that showed up. Because as soon as she showed up, then all these things started happening. Technically, no. Because the dude died for the salt poisoning before she left. Or before she came in. So it couldn't have been her. Well, then shoot. Never mind. It must be this girl then. Swearden, right? Anyways, I don't think she's the mastermind though. I mean, she's very smart and she has what seems like the knowledge of some plants and stuff like that. But as far as I'm aware, she's just like a secretary. I don't know how much sway she has with other government officials. And I don't really know what's her reasoning for taking out someone like Gingi. Whereas someone like Lock-On, I could definitely see being the mastermind because politically he's been kind of opposed to what Gingi has been doing. At least that's kind of what Gingi has said. And with Gingi gone, then Mau Mau's up for grabs. What I'm ultimately confused about is this scene. Because if we were to completely agree that Lock-On was the mastermind behind all of this, then what is this face? Because before this, when he was going up to Mau Mau and said that he would vouch for her, I was thinking, oh shoot, he's doing all of this so that Mau Mau would owe him for whatever reason. And she would have to talk to him or whatever. But she left, he didn't ask for anything. And when they came out, he has this face on, as if he's shocked about the events that occurred. So if he was the mastermind behind trying to take Gingi out, why would he then vouch for Mau Mau to go and stop it? Either he underestimated her, or maybe, and I hate to say it, maybe he had some sort of fatherly instinct and he didn't like seeing his daughter brutally beaten. So he was like, okay, well, at the very least, I want her to stop getting beaten. So I should just vouch for her now. So it's either one or the other. I like to choose the first one because that puts him in more of a bad light. But like, I don't know. And doing this, I think puts his true identity out. Now, like I said, I don't really know how many people know Gingi as being from the noble family. The way Lock-On puts it, not many people do know. So he was probably in disguise going into this ceremony. So him walking around with his mask off, clearly showing that he's Gingi with the noble clothes on, kind of speaks volumes. It speaks that he doesn't care whether or not his identity is exposed, because he's so focused and worried about Mau Mau. Now, as for Mau Mau, she saw Gingi as this person, as a noble person. I don't know whether or not she's going to be like, oh, I had a concussion, so I was probably thinking things, so I don't believe these things happened. Or if she's really going to sit back, talk with Gingi and says, hey, you're this noble guy. But shoot, and this was a great climax to all the events that have happened before. Anyways, that was my reaction to the Apothecary Diaries Season 1, Episode 19. If you like my reaction, make sure to like and subscribe. If you guys want me to know anything more, put a comment section down below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.